Call the action.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bills being led out by their quarterback, the 7th overall pick of the 2018 draft. It's Josh Allen. And, of course, the Bills, they've been looking for a franchise quarterback for a number of years, and now they think they have their guy. He certainly had his moments as a rookie, including an impressive win in Minnesota in his second NFL start.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To the air, Allen hit. He lost the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit, but how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
23 yards on the play. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch. I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. That's complete right side to Gabriel. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. First down, Bridgewater. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
A gain of 14. And the Broncos first down.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made that time by Kevin Johnson. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
49 to Mike, Mark 49. Go, Randy, return it. Get that ball. Get that ball. Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, PI gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That could really, really be demoralizing.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they come up now 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll throw again. Bridgewater. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos.
Touchdown, baby.
Cortland Sutton with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower. Bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Time here to remind you that coming up later tonight on Sunday Night Football, it's the Seahawks and the Eagles from Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And then tomorrow night on Monday night, more Birds with the Ravens involved in that one. Sadly not taking on the Cardinals or Falcons, though. Instead, they'll match up with the Rams in L.A. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Let's go.
A gain of 13. It's a first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Allen finds Croft as tight end. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to.
And look at this. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. The fake punt gets them 10, and that changes things as they've got a first down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing now is Allen. This will be caught just inside the 10. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Cut.
To throw again on second down. Allen, this is caught. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Allen going to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Now they go for it on fourth down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete. Well, I see what they were trying to do there. You pop up your holder, roll him out. You got the option to run or pass. This didn't work.
Not at all, and the communication was excellent defensively to make sure that receivers were covered as they escaped from the line of scrimmage, because that's supposed to be a surprise to everyone, and that's how they get free. People forget their assignments on defense. That didn't happen. And think about the guy rolling out with the football, looking for an open person, no one there.
Helpless feeling.
Helpless, because that gap between you and defenders now is going to close and close quickly.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Throwing again on second down. Bridgewater. This is Gabriel out on the left side. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 16 yards, a first down. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it first and 10 now out past the 20. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Jerry Hughes on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 25 on second down, Bridgewater. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a gain of 34. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
Now Bridgewater. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
March 49. March 49. Stay with your man. Deuce.
Throwing. Bridgewater. To Gabriel, middle of the field. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up first and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. And the grab by Croft. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Allen, and he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we have reached halftime, and just like that, on we head to half number 2. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Getting set to go again here, Teddy Bridgewater coming back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Bridgewater. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On second down, Bridgewater again. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
On first down, Lindsey. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From just shy of midfield, Bridgewater, left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Bridgewater now. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Bridgewater. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On third down, Bridgewater. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Bridgewater now on second down. Over the middle, it's Holmes. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Broncos on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. 3rd and short yardage, Bridgewater. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn. You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
This is taken at the 3. And a very good return, but a penalty marker is down. I'm not sure what this is going to be.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Excellent field position after the face mask penalty. 1st and 10 out near midfield. Allen, he hits Beasley right side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Cole Beasley hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have cut it to within a score. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Matt Milano coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack on first down, Bridgewater. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Running right, this is Ingram. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Throwing is Allen on third. And that's complete to Croft. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tyler Croft, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 30, 10, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this 4th quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first, here's Washington. Tremaine Edmonds, the Bills' leading tackler as a rookie last year, in on the stop there. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Over the middle, complete. That's Sutton. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Austin Seferian-Jenkins. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown, the 2-point conversion. Field goals are going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, get some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Von Miller was sack number 23 on the year, breaking Michael Strahan's mark of 22.5. Congratulations.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive. And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. They go with Washington to begin the drive. And a short 3-yard pickup gets them up to the 15. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off. And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll run on 1st down. It's Washington. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Bridgewater to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sutton. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. Bridgewater. That's caught inside the 20.
Holding offense.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Here's Bridgewater. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march up another 15 against your squad.
A pass there complete to Sutton. Oh, no, he lost the football. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
58, right off. 58, right there.
Bridgewater here to throw. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Bridgewater. Now it's caught. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Here's Bridgewater. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, baby, let's go.
That was quite the call down around the goal line on 4th and goal.
Yeah, they fake the run, pull it out, throw it. And as a defense, I've been in that spot before, and we see it all the time. You almost have to overcommit against the run. You have to almost sell out and say, they're going to run it, go make a play. They got fooled on that one.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Back now comes the offense. Madden spotlight time as we shine it on John. Allen and the Bills now, down by 15. A little over 80 ticks to go. They need 2 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point conversion mixed in there as well. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Here's Allen. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. To the air, Allen. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing here, Bridgewater. To Gabriel, middle of the field. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And they say it's never easy to come into Denver to win because of the altitude. They look pretty comfortable in the altitude.
They certainly did. I'm not quite sure how they got prepared. And it's always been a big debate about what to do. I lived out there at one point. I lived in Colorado Springs. And I remember saying to someone after my 2nd or 3rd day there, like, this altitude thing, this is no big deal. And day 4, it hit. And it hit hard. And it took me a while to get ready and get acclimated. So some teams, they like to come in early, try and get on a schedule and feel good with it. Other teams say, forget it. Let's not let the effects jump on us. They come in as late as possible, as close to kickoff, and play. Whatever way they did it, it worked in this one.
So for Denver, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday afternoon at around 3:30 Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas.
Yeah.